Because I was just constantly like just looking over my shoulder. It's like, I can't let them know I'm here. I cannot let them know I'm here. Yeah! Woo! Because one, I didn't want to see them at the time, and two, I'm not gonna lie to you, my guy, my cousin hated their fucking guts. I don't know what it was about them that my cousin hated them so much, but like my cousin hated the fact that me and them were dating. And like I was very adamant to like not only like them but also to like my parents. I was like, hey, don't go spouting that me and them are back together, because I'm pretty sure he hates their guts. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. So like for like the entire time me and them were back together, my cousin had no idea, and I wanted it to stay that way. But like, so like the entire show, like I still had chances to enjoy the music, but for the most part I was like, please don't let them recognize me. Please don't let them come over. Please don't do anything like that. I swear to God, it's gonna be awful. And luckily they weren't there, or luckily they didn't notice me.
Did you see them at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't see them, but my aunt saw them.
Mhm.
And so I'm leaving the show, and they text me. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll answer. So I was like, what's up? And he was like, oh, I'm at the show right now. And like I don't remember what it was about the conversation, but I told them, I was like, oh yeah, I was just there. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, I was just there, I just left. And they were like, what the fuck, you didn't come see me? It's like, okay, first of all, dude, I'm not there for the entire fucking party there, because it was a party. It wasn't just a show. It was like a whole like thing where people could go like buy like toys and clothes and shit like that and food. It just so happened that that band was playing at a certain section of the party. And like they had the fucking audacity to get mad at me for one, not knowing that they were going, and two, not going to see them. And like they were like, what the fuck, you didn't come see me, you didn't come try to find me? And I was like, okay, first of all, dude, I didn't even know you were here until like right before I left. And second of all, I wasn't here for the party. I was just here for a band that was playing. That's it. And they were like, okay, but I haven't seen you. And it's like, okay, dude, that doesn't change a single thing. It doesn't matter how much you want to see me. Like, I only came for this band. That's it. That's it. But that's the story. It's just the it's just the fact that my aunt is like, yeah, we saw them here. And I was like, oh yeah? You did?
Dead ass.
Dead ass, huh?
Time for me to zip zappity zop out of here.
Just constantly looking behind my shoulder and making sure that they don't see me. Oh god. Like again, it didn't
Like straight up fan fiction type shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie,
Oh no, my
it didn't ruin the show, but it's like I couldn't be paying attention to the show after that because I was so worried that they were gonna come up to me and it was gonna be like that one fucking scene from Scott Pilgrim where Scott and Ramona are at the Battle of the Bands and then Knives comes up and just kisses Scott right in front of Ramona. Like I didn't want that to be a situation where my cousin was like that. Like no. I didn't want that. I didn't want that in my life. Okay, I need to think of another story now. So, why don't you tell a story while I think?
I don't know. Let's see what's a good one here. I mean, I don't really have any like good college ones because college is like actually really unproblematic.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, okay, hold on. I gotta tell you about like one of my friend's roommates. He it was this guy that I hung out with a couple of times at the beginning of the semester. Just kind of like a first week or two friend, just so you're not like totally alone. And he was really nice, and I'm glad I met him.
Right.
He was telling me about his roommate one night when we were studying for Japanese. We were in the same Japanese class.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, this guy is so fucking strange. And I'm like, how so? By the Lord, how do you reckon?
By the Lord.
By the Lord, how do you reckon, young squire? And he tells me, he's like, okay. This guy, like, when he moved in,
Yeah.
he had, like, a suitcase of stuff.
Right.
And he was like going on and like how details of like how he's never seen him shower before. He's never seen him gone to the bathroom before. And he's never seen him eat before. And I'm like, what do you mean you haven't? No. And I was like, what do you mean you haven't like seen him eat before? And he was like, I'm serious. Like he's got like this off-brand like white soda. Actually, it wasn't white soda. It was sparkling water. He got this off-brand like sparkling water and then a single loaf of bread. And literally that's fucking it. And I'm like, what do you mean that's it? And he's like, I'm literally like, he was gone for a weekend. Like he moved in. He got his suitcase of shit. He's got a blanket, a pillow, a suitcase of clothes.
Right. Yeah.
The bread, the sparkling water, and his textbooks. And like, that's fucking it.
That's it.
And I'm like that. He's got the bare necessities for sure. And he goes like camping for like a weekend. And he's like, all right, I'll admit, I didn't like snoop through his shit. I looked at it. I'm like, oh. And he's like, my man's has no food other than the fucking bread. I have only seen him wear one pair of clothes, and I don't know if he knows how to use the bathroom. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, literally, I came back, and he was just like sitting on his desk, just like straight up, just like straight, just back up, just like reading his textbook, like not even like a book for like fun, just a textbook. And he was just like reading for 8 straight hours. He comes back, still reading, closes the book, lays in his bed, doesn't wear pajamas, just wears the clothes that he's already wearing. And I'm like, all right, cool.
He's not human.
And he was like my favorite detail, he was like, I don't know how to tell him this, because he's a great guy. He's really nice.
Right.
But he smells like ass.
There's always going to be that one kid that smells.
Yeah, and he was like, I haven't seen him, like, shower, and I don't know if he knows where the showers are. And I look at him, and I'm like, do you think he remembers to wipe after he takes his shit? And he was like, that's a good question. I honestly don't fucking know. He's, like, subhuman or whatever. He just, like, reads his textbook, doesn't fucking eat, just sleeps, reads, go to class, come back, read some fucking more, goes to sleep, rinse and repeat, and it's just, it's fucking insane. And he just does this all the time. And I debated with Jordan and then with Rob, because I told Rob about this story, and we were just like, okay, we've come, to 3 conclusions. 1, he is an alien pretending to be a human being.
Right.
He's not adjusting well to human life, but he's trying his best.
He's trying his best.
2, he's a skinwalker. also not succeeding very well. He's trying his best. He's eventually going to eat Carson, but not yet. He's just observing his schedule so far. And number 3, he's just fucking weird.
See, I have my own theory.
Yes.
I think this guy, from the way that you described him, is a robot. Controlled and, like, created and controlled by the government, specifically the government where we live, to get better test scores for our state, so that we can compete with other states and get more money. I mean, think about it. Why would he need to eat? He's a robot.
Then they're like trying to think of like, oh, what do people eat? Bread. Genius. Put it in his bag.
Like,
send him with
it. It can go into his circuits and it won't fuck with anything and it'll just go away. Second, why would he shower? because the water would just get into his fucking circuitry and he would break. He would fucking go AWOL. Like the reason he doesn't shower is because he's a robot. That would fuck with his internals. And 3, the only reason why he reads is because he has no need for entertainment. He has no, feeling of boredom because he doesn't have sentience. He is a robot. The only thing he ever has to do is read so that he can get good test scores to get good test scores for our state so that we can get money. I'm telling you, it's a conspiracy. That fucker is a robot.
Just saying,
he's not real. He's a Terminator.
The guy who's telling me this story, also pretty interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good interesting or bad interesting?
I'm undecided. He had some pretty interesting opinions on medication and stuff, and we're just not gonna get into that.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. I was like, whatever. And now I'm just like, it's fine. But there was one time we were hanging out and he was like, do you want to go to a football game? And I was like, sure. Okay. Part of the college experience. Why not? And we're walking over there. We're having a good conversation. He's telling me, because he's super into Magic the Gathering and I know jack shit about it, but I'm still happily listening along because at least I'm not lonely. So we're walking to the game. We're walking to the game and it's a good time and we stay there for less than an hour and we're walking back and it's hey, you want to go get some food? Yeah, sure. And we go to the sandwich place on campus and he's talking to me and it just kind of occurs in our conversation when we're talking about TV.
Right.
And he was yeah, I just don't watch TV. And I'm like,
okay, that's not weird, because I don't watch a lot of TV either.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
He was I don't watch TV. And I'm like, okay. It's I don't really watch movies either. And if I do, they're really weird. And I watch, and I'm that can be so many things. That's really vague. I'm going to have to ask you to specify that. And he shows me this clip from this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, I mean, I can see it. I can remember it, right. But I don't want to. And it's just,
Anna, I need to know now. I'm sorry. You're going to have to remember.
It was this 3. It didn't show me the whole movie, obviously. It was it was a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this 3-hour movie that I think was it was not produced, but it was sponsored, I think is the word I'm looking for here, by one of the Beatles. Pretty sure it was John Lennon.
Uh-huh.
And the best way that I can think of to describe it is an acid trip, because the trailer made me physically uncomfortable when I was watching it. I've been on the internet for a pretty long time and I've seen my fair amount of weird and uncomfortable shit, and I feel I'm fairly well adjusted to the weird and creepy shit that goes on, so it's not gonna be super shocking. I was so unaware. There was this particular scene in the trailer that I remember, mm-hmm. and it was just a pile of naked bodies, and there's just blood pissing from everywhere, and it was so horrible. There was so much gore and stuff, mm-hmm. and it was just I don't mind gory stuff, but if it doesn't have a point, and if there's no meaning outside of the fact that it's gross, then I don't like it. And I was just watching this, and I'm
I'm trying to find it. I don't know where to start.
I was what the fuck is that?
I mean, okay, to say that out of the Beatles, the one who'd sponsor it, it would most likely be John Lennon. He was very much the acid trip guy.
I'm just saying that was the part that really threw me off, because then we started talking about like philosophy and stuff, and I'm sorry, if you're a philosophy student, you can actually kiss my ass. You people fucking suck. You are actually miserable to be around. You're the waste of the earth. You look for like meaning behind everything, and then you end up with fucking nothing, and then you get depressed because you found the answers you were looking for. I don't know what to tell you outside of the fact that like, don't be a philosophy major unless you actually plan on killing yourself before the age of 22. Just,
it's so true. It's so true.
And he was just like going on and on and on about this philosophy bullshit. We kind of get into the death penalty a little bit, right. And he was just like, well, what's like the meaning behind like other things outside of the and the and I was like just trying to eat my fucking ham and cheese sandwich, and I'm like,
he's like, what's the meaning to life? And you're like, I don't know, but I'm really digging this sandwich, dog.
Not really, but I'm digging this sandwich, so it's pretty fire. And I'm just, yeah, so I don't really hang out with him that much anymore. Like, after that was pretty much it. I was like, yeah, we're done here.
I've seen enough. Get out of here.
I've honestly, you've shown me enough of your personality.
Out the fucking
and I didn't
door.
even, get into, the fact that, the same night that he told me about how fucking weird his roommate was, he also, indulged me. He just spun me a yarn, the long and torturous tale of all of his trauma.
Yeah. And
I was there for an hour, and I was like, I'm not gonna tell you about it because he told me in confidence, and I feel like but even if he's fucking weird and I don't hang out with him anymore, I'm not gonna
Yeah, that's still his personal shit.
That's still his shit, I'm not gonna spread his shit. And I was just sitting there afterwards being like, is this just how college, people in college, make friends? You just tell them what's wrong with you, and then you bond over, your shared trauma or something? Because, my roommate does that all the time.
I would have been horrible in college then.
I'm just saying, I haven't told anybody about, my depression or, anything that happened with, my grandpa or, my fucking ex. I mean, I've brought up my ex-boyfriend a couple of times, but not, in great detail, just the fact that I have one. And, but my roommate just talks about it all the time, and it's usually funny, but it's how badly did he hurt you? Because I swear, my favorite thing though is they broke up last semester, so in the spring, and she cut and dyed her hair, totally cut off all of his friends, blocked him on everything, and then completely revamped her wardrobe and changed majors.
I mean,
so basically, changed her whole life to be better than him in every way, and she's she has told me a few very valuable details, and I think it tells you everything that you need to know about him in these 4 specific things. So I'm gonna tell you them right now. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one, he drives a red Prius. The second thing is that he's in the marching band and he plays the oboe.
Okay.
The third thing is that he cried when she killed a spider. Not just tearing up, full ass crying. And then the fourth thing is that his favorite color, and he's got a whole fit shirt, shorts, and shoes, is highlighter orange.
Oh no.
Neon orange. Neon orange.
My God.